Good evening, good evening. How is everybody?
All good.
We're okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
I should say that. It is
December, so...
December now, so we can say that. Hands up if you've had the dreaded lurgy. That's all of us then. Yeah. Oh dear. We've got a packed show tonight. We've got Lawrence Rogers coming on to talk a little bit about Birmingham Speedway, and obviously to talk, because he will have been there at the AGM, so we'll chat to him about that. And also we've got Andy Dugmore from the Birmingham Speedway Supporters Club, and we'll explain a little bit more about why that is when the time comes. But well, let's just get into any comments that have come up. Simon Corbett says, evening all, Premier looks stronger, Championship very much weaker. Like your thoughts on the Oxford situation running 3 teams? Well, we was just talking about that. First thought is, well, only in Speedway.
I do wonder whether they're going to get all the dates in, to be fair. But
it depends very much on the weather. I suppose they'll have to. Might be a few double headers there. That'll be an interesting situation.
Not my favourite things, double headers. So,
no. That's an interesting one. It's quite a sort of commitment on Oxford's part.
It's a big commitment, yeah. I think really they were sort of in a situation where they've had 2 successful seasons in the Championship.
I mean, you should say very successful seasons.
Certainly in terms of crowd, obviously success in terms of winning trophies probably not so much, but certainly the crowd sizes have been very good. And Oxford, for me, are a top flight club. I've said it many times. When I started watching Speedway, they were the dominant side in British Speedway with the likes of Hans Nielsen and Andy Graham and the late great Simon Wigg. So it's good to see Oxford back in where I think really they as a club should be.
Mm-hmm. And is it a place you think Birmingham should be? It's a place I want it. I
think really Birmingham, to an extent, it was probably forced on them in the fact that the loss of the Wednesday nights at Perry Bar. But I personally, I've said before, I think it was a no-brainer for Birmingham to move up anyway. There's the TV deals. There's a lot of things on offer for Birmingham. They do need to increase the crowd sizes and hopefully having a stronger team with some of the big names coming back to race at Perry Bar again.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will be a bit of a pull for people to come and watch some Speedway.
I've heard some supporters, not recently to be fair, but I have heard some supporters at Birmingham bemoaning the fact that they don't want to be in that league because of what happened before. But I've actually got good memories of being in that league. There's some of the racing we saw while we was in as it was the Elite League at the time. Some of the racing we saw with the likes of Danny King and Ben Barker and the people. We've had Ty Waffenden, we've had many different people there. Just fantastic racing, and we even won the league, sort of.
Yeah, I think really it's sort of tarnished by the SRB media.
Birmingham's point of view, it's going to be great to see all those riders riding around for sure. I do feel that Birmingham's target surely has got to be to do better than Oxford next year, and Oxford's target probably has got to be to do better than Birmingham.
First and foremost, Birmingham's target is actually to win a few meetings because that's something that they haven't been doing in the last couple of seasons. Last season, I don't think there's any doubt. Last season was a total disaster in the Championship. It couldn't quite press it up any further. than that.
It was. It was depressing. It
started poorly, and then it sort of descended into a complete fiasco. Really.
I don't think it's any surprise on 2 counts, really, that none of the riders that are carrying over from last year.
I would have been more astonished if they had 1 or 2 of them back, to be fair.
I was going to come to that, Gary, talking about what about the Scunthorpe Scorpions. I think it's very interesting that they're running in the NDL alongside Sheffield. When they're running as the home meetings at Scunthorpe, they're going to be called Scunthorpe I think, Stags.
Yeah.
And when they're running their home meetings at Sheffield, they're going to be called Sheffield. So they've got two
names.
Two names for the same team, only in Speedway.
Doesn't make it that.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's probably something.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, to be fair, does it? But
but nothing very often in Speedway does. But
It's crazy.
it is crazy. It is crazy. So, shall we go through some of the bullet points of the AGM? You can start if you like, because you've got it up.
First of all, number one, British Speedway will launch a new programme for youth development in 2024 as part of a concerted effort to bring through the next generation of the sports stars. All Premiership and Championship clubs have signed up to the new three-tier structure following discussions at the AGM. This will involve each club competing in the National Development League or staging events in a new National Individual Series or taking part in a youth programme to be run in second halves following senior meetings. And it is now compulsory for each club to take one of these options.
Okay, so I think on the face of it, sounds really good. Basically been forcing all the clubs to join in with the youth programme.
Yeah, they've got to, ultimately.
Catching up with what Birmingham have been doing for years, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine Birmingham's going to be in the NDL, but we'll certainly ask that question when Lawrence comes on.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody say that's a bad idea. Essentially, we're going to be getting proper second halves again.
Well, it's like going to be like the old days, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
in terms of the senior leagues, the Premiership will welcome 2 new clubs in 2024 in Birmingham and Oxford as they step up to join the top flight. Meanwhile, Leicester will be under new ownership in 2024 with the club takeover now ratified, and the BSBL wish to warmly welcome Paul Cairns and look forward to welcoming him over the coming years.
Going to be interesting to see what
that's
changes.
That's one big thing for Birmingham as well. Obviously, a local derby with Leicester. Because certainly Leicester, when they were in the Championship, brought a lot of fans to Perry Bar.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, Oxford's not too far. I mean, all of the clubs are closer than they were. So
there's no long trips up to Glasgow and Edinburgh. As fantastic places as they are.
They're a very long way.
Yep. The Premiership points limit has been raised to 40 for 6 riders, with teams to be completed by a rising star, and the league will continue to stage the Card Cup competition plus an unchanged player format. In addition, there will be now no restrictions on the number of riders from the Polish Extraliga who can be signed by any one club.
Okay.
So, should we have a look at some of the moves in the Premiership then?
Yeah.
Well, Bellevue, of course, haven't made any signings yet. They're, of course, obviously planning to do theirs in one big bunch, I think. So
they released Tom Brennan.
Yep, they have released Tom Brennan. So we'll Birmingham, of course, so far. Tom Brennan and Leon Flint returning to Perry Bar, of course.
Dylan Spuddy, as I keep meaning to call him.
Yep.
Brummie's team building off to a solid start with probably the 2 best up-and-coming British youngsters in Leo and Tom.
Yeah, I think Tom Brennan's a great signing. I really do. I'm a big fan of Tom Brennan.
He loves our track as well.
Yeah, and obviously Flinty, of course, he's well known at Perry Bar anyway. From he made such a big
a signing that is for the supporters as much as anything. I think.
Yeah,
that would,
I think so.
And probably the best of the lot as far as the rising stars.
Yeah, he made such a big impression in that. Was it 2018? His season at
I think it was,
Birmingham.
Just before
made such a big impression, didn't he? And I think it's great for him to be going to a track that's probably suits him better than Monmouth did, to be fair. But although he was getting into grips with Monmouth towards the end, but I think he will be. I think it's a good move for Birmingham, and if they can get into a situation where Tom Brennan and Leon Flint are the reserves, that's a strong reserve pairing as well, particularly at home.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nice to know that we're already into the Cup semi-final. We'll say it a lot, only in Speedway.
Yep. So let's move on to Ipswich. They've completed their team, of course, so they go with Jason Doyle, Keenan Rowe, Adam Ellis, Danny King, Emil Seifutinov, Jordan Jenkins, and their rising star, Dan Thompson.
Solid enough team.
Yep.
That came very close last year.
Of course, yes.
To taking the lot, you have to say. Solid team.
Yeah. Is there any reason why you got your album?
Yeah, I'm trying to get...
hold of the producer.
Yeah, trying to get the producers.
I know. Oh, God, I'm treated like a sex slave here.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Without the sex.
Dylan says you can hear the thoughts of Leon and Tom as I interviewed them both on the BSSC page last week. Definitely worth a watch. It was a good interview.
Yeah, can we not advertise the opposition here?
As long as they advertise us, I don't mind. I don't mind advertising them. Okay. And we will get Leon and Tom on. I'm sure next year, as well as a few others.
Leon's been on before, hasn't he?
Yeah, Leon. Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Let's move on to Kings Lynn then. Benjamin Basso, Niels Christian Everson, Tobias Museleg, Michael Palmtoft, Vladimir Tarasenko, Patrick Wallardo, and their riding star is Anders Rowe. Nice to see Anders back in employment as well. So.
I'm never going to live that one down. Never going to live it down.
That's a good solid team.
Again,
I think they needed it. They need a good.
Yeah.
They need to have a good season.
Same
Kings
situation
because,
as Birmingham, essentially.
I mean, last season was a nightmare for Kings Lynn right from the start of the season, wasn't it? So, but Niels Christian Everson comes in with bucket loads of experience, doesn't he? Benjamin Basso, he's a good rider. Tobias Museleg, I think he's a fantastic rider. I know quite a few Birmingham fans were sort of potentially eyeing him up once it was clear that he wasn't going to be with Sheffield.
Yeah. It's a good sign.
Vadim Tarasenko as well made a big impression at Peterborough last year, so I think they've. I think that's a good solid team. Obviously, you can't really gauge it yet because not everybody in the team has finished in the league has finished building their teams yet. But that's got the potential to be a good, solid, exciting team. I think.
I think so, and also you have to say there is an absence there, Robert Lambert. I mean, I think everyone and his uncle have been named as being a possible Birmingham rider at this point, but that's one that I've heard as well.
Yep,
that'd be interesting.
Let's move on then to Leicester. They've only named 4 riders so far. They've signed Max Frick, Sam Masters, Drew Kemp, and their rising star is Joe Thompson. So.
Yes, you need some WD on that door.
I thought the place was haunted for a minute.
15 years now, I've been promising myself I'm going to put something.
Maybe Santa will bring you something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
So, no. Can't really say much about Leicester at the moment, obviously, with the team not being full, but Max Frick, I think, obviously, he's going to be the number one. That's, he's a terrific rider. So that's...
Dave Twine says it's your legs.
And it's my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then to the second of the new boys in the top league. That's Oxford, Magic Janoski. It's good to see him back in the British League. Chris Harris, Rowan Tungate, Nikolai Clint, Lewis Kerr, Charles Wright, and Ashton Boven, who I'm really excited about. Was really impressed with him when I saw him at in the British Youth Championship at Perry Bar earlier in the season. And I think it says a lot, really, that how highly rated he is. That he's already got a place in the top league.
That's quick.
I think there were quite a few clubs that were looking at him, but fair to play to Oxford for getting in there quick before anybody else did. So, but I think again that looks on paper to be a solid team. You know, Bomber's like fine wine, isn't he? He just seems to get better with age.
Another rider that, for obvious reasons, has been talked about.
He was seen a lot at Perry Bar towards the end of last season, and I think a lot of people were putting 2 and 2 together, weren't they? But
more about the Revy bikes than anything, I think.
But
and I mean, okay, team.
Yeah. Okay. It's, obviously, it's great to see Magic. As I say, great to see Magic Janoski back in the top league. He looks quite solid in the middle of the field as well. So Charles Wright, obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back from that bad smash that he had at the end of last season. It's a big change for him, of course, leaving Bellevue. So finally, let's move on then to the reigning champions. That's Sheffield. It's Ty Woofington, Jack Holder, Chris Holder, Carl Howarth, Josh Pickering, Jason Edwards, and their rising star, Dan Gilks.
Good team.
That looks the pick of the team, doesn't it? Well, of the teams that have been finished, it looks the...
That's a solid team. At this point, you've got to say
there's going to be some good spirit. There's going to be a good team spirit in that camp, certainly with the Holder brothers and Ty and Josh Pickering. They'll certainly be a team that will attract a lot of fans to clubs when they pitch it with tracks. So,
Spuddy says Sheffield's team depends on Waffy, Jack, and Noddy staying fit. That's true.
Yeah, Jack Holder, of course, obviously was having a terrific season last season. Obviously, his season was sort of decimated really by injury, wasn't it? And he had a great. I think at the time he had probably had a great chance of finishing in the top 3 of the World Championship. He was really going well, wasn't he? Chris Holder came back in. He was doing okay as well.
Oh, I believe we have Lawrence Rogers on the phone. Are you there, Lawrence? Oh, if he is, I can't hear him.
Hang on, I'll see if I can get him now.
We'll try again in a minute. Ryan Douglas is going to be a great loss to British Speedway, says Gary Barker. Exactly, because Dylan says, well, he's just not coming back to Scunthorpe.
Might he be at Birmingham? Be a good sign.
It's a good signing. Yeah, I mean, it's not a number one, but it would be a good signing. Yeah.
Is anybody there online?
Hello. Oh, hey, there he is.
It's not Lawrence, though.
Oh, it's not Lawrence. Who have we got this time?
Somebody called Andy Doug.
Oh, Andy Doug. Okay, hi Andy. For some reason,
hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. For some reason, we can't get hold of Lawrence at the moment. For goodness' sake, he's probably trying to sign. I don't know.
Arsene
Lagusi. Yeah. So the reason we've got Andy on the phone, of course, is you had you're the head of the Birmingham Speedway Supporters Club. I don't know what your actual title is. Dog's Body, something like that.
Chairman, that'll do.
Okay. And you had quite a nice little sort of message from. I'm just trying to get it up as I'm desperately speaking to you from the club this week.
Yes, we certainly did, didn't we? It was a real shock to see. A lovely one of that. It's lovely to be recognised for the work that everybody on the committee has done for the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to read a little bit of it out so that people know what we're talking about. Andy is as I say, the chairman of the Birmingham Speedway Supporters Club. You really need to do something about that name, by the way. So the promoters and directors of Birmingham Speedway would like to place on record their thanks to the Supporters Club and the hard-working committee in particular for all their efforts over the course of the 2023 season. It goes on talking about the fact that there wasn't a Supporters Club 12 months ago and that the Supporters Club have just supplied £3,000 donated to the club to help with the air fence fund.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. That's what we did. There was a telephone call that was given to me. I had it from Tracy Smith, one of the directors, over 12 months ago now. She had this idea. I accepted, and we've had one awesome ride as a supporters club. I mean, we started with nothing, and we've built it to, like what it says on that article there, that we've donated £3,000 to the club for the air fence loan. And we took on the merchandise, so the track shop, and we did away day travel for the first time, doing 2 really successful trips, one to Oxford, one to Poole, and various different social evenings, the Graham Jury Night, which you guys will all know about, as you guys were there, and just things like we even watched the last Grand Prix final together. We held Summer Fate as well, and everything that we've done has always been to raise the profile of Birmingham Speedway. We are separate from the club. We're a standalone organisation, if you will, or supporters club, but we're there to help raise the profile, grab more people to come into the stadium, and working alongside the directors, so Nigel and co. We've got a really strong relationship with them, and we've been able to help. Although the track performances wasn't as we'd like, but from our standpoint, we've had an absolute fantastic year.
I mean, I think it would be interesting, wouldn't it, to see how much better maybe the year would be if we had a good time on the track, and hopefully going forward, that's right. What's going to happen.
Well, hopefully, with the team building already started, obviously with Leon and Tom being announced, it's showing that we've got a very good couple of riders signed already.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great start. I don't think anybody can say otherwise, really. There's a couple of comments on the shout box for you, mate. So I need to read them out. I'm really sorry. Pete Clark says, Andy Rear of the year, Dugmore.
Thanks very much, Pete. It is true. I did get that award.
We should say Pete is one of the guys that helps keep Birmingham Speedway running.
Yeah.
He's there every week. He's still every week helping with the track maintenance and so on. Dylan Spuddy Hodgett says, don't let Dugmore lie to you. He doesn't do anything, just delegates to every sod else.
Yeah. Cheers, Bill.
Yeah. And somebody called Brian Buck has brought the whole thing down. He says, just said that's a well-deserved tribute to Andy and his fellow committee members who have worked really hard to support our club. Well done to all of you.
Thanks very much.
So there you go. So, I mean, what do you put the success down to?
Not to delegating it to everybody else. I had to get that one back at you.
Of course.
Yep.
Do you know what it is? We've got a committee of people that are very, very passionate about not just Birmingham Speedway, but Speedway in general. Mm-hmm. We all sing off the same hymn sheet. I was very aware of how the supporters club was in previous years, and I think everything needs to evolve. And one of the things that I wanted to do was have a big media presence, as things are all on social media, as we are here streaming to Facebook and other social platforms. I wanted that to be the forefront of everything, and it's down to everyone's hard work. Everybody looks after a certain part of our team, and then what happens is they all then will sit in other subcommittees of that. So we have like the Cubs Club subcommittee, we have the social media subcommittee, and that's just to name a few. So it's down to everybody's work on the committee, and then there's people that will sit not on the committee, but they'll help us. Mm-hmm. And their work again is, we can't thank them enough.
Okay, so I mean, I have to say, I've attended a meeting of the supporters club and the previous supporters club, and it is like chalk and cheese. The professionalism that I saw that when I did attend the meeting last time with you guys, I mean, it was very, very obvious how much more professional the whole thing was.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We've got a couple of comments on here. Duncan Pemberton, quite impressed that a supporters club gets on with the club Speedway promoters.
We certainly do.
Yeah, doesn't always happen, does it? I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I mean, but Nigel knows which side his bread's buttered on, I think. Fred Graham, great to hear there is a supporters club at the Brummies. Applause to everyone involved. There are many supporters clubs at most teams. Glasgow Tigers Supporters Club do the same with help to Glasgow Tiger Speedway in helping with the air foam fence. Also with having Speedway nights during the winter months. Just had one on Friday with Simon Lambert and Lee Complin in attendance, which brings me on to the fact that you've got a bit of an event going on this Friday. Would you like to tell us all about it?
Yes, so Friday the 8th of December at Goals Curry Bar, we have our annual Christmas party. So at first, it's the Cubs' time to have their party, where they're going to have games, activities, visit from Santa Claus. That'll be between 6 and 7 p.m. And then from 7:30 till late, the turn of the adults. The kids are allowed to stay. So I've got a couple of exclusives for you.
How's it all going?
So we've got a buffet, raffle, a disco. The club are going to auction the rider names that were on in the pits. So those boards are going to be auctioned off.
And then we'll all burn them.
I was going to say they're going to be thrown out of people's cars on the motorway.
And then we've got a couple of exclusive announcements. So at 8:30, there's going to be an announcement of a rider and the team manager. Also, we are going to present Andy Graham with the his honorary membership award, and we will have Leon Flint will be in attendance as well for the party.
Brilliant. Okay, so I've got a question for you now, actually, which is going to be boring to everybody else, but hey ho. So because you just mentioned that Andy Graham's going to be in attendance, I have actually got a denim jacket with a picture of Andy Graham on the back. No longer fits me. It's signed by Andy Graham as well, so if I can get it down to you, you can have that for your raffle.
Thank you very much.
Can you wash it first?
Yeah,
It's got Andy Graham's shale on it.
Yeah, I think it's important really that these people that have been great servants to the club, are honoured as well. Andy, I mean, my dad was really touched when he had one of the honorary members given to him last year alongside Tony Mole as well. So that's.
Right, so I've got a couple more questions on the shout box. Or not questions, more comments, and I'm sorry about this one coming up, Matt.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah. Michael Duke says, my daughter is a member of the Junior Supporters Club and they do some great things each week for the kids. Under 11s are free in Perry Bar is also a brilliant thing that the club does. I believe it's under 16s this year, isn't it?
It is under 16,
Yes, it is.
So, there you go. And Duncan Pemberton to Matt. So is Matt going to be seen in the red, yellow of the Brummies while the Wolves are not on the scene?
Of course he will.
Who knows?
He's gone quiet.
Who knows? He's gone very quiet. I think that's a no.
He won't be able to keep away.
I might buy one of the half and half ones.
Oh, no.
Depends how I feel towards close as the season gets close.
Depends on how many Wolves riders are riding for us. That might happen. Dylan says, Andy, can you give us, this is cheeky, can you give us any exclusives on these announcements? He says, worth an ask. Are you there, Andy? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, you went for a little bit. So, can you give? This is Dylan Spuddy Hodgetts asking, not me. Can you give us any exclusives on these announcements?
Well, I can tell you that Dylan already knows who they are.
That's why.
Because we've been setting up. So another thing that you said about working with the promoters, and the owners of Birmingham is our media team, so the Birmingham Speedway Supporters Club media team, have been working really closely with them to actually do the rider interviews.
Right.
We've got the next one in the diary, ready to go. And we've got Christmas messages coming in as well. He already knows who they are because he's the one who's going to be interviewing them.
Right. Somebody here has mentioned the fact that Schmarzel used to ride for Birmingham, ? Yeah, that would be good, but I don't see that. Sorry, can you put... Thank you very much. Okay, so Fred Graham says, I know the UK Speedway Tavern have mentioned they are looking at an away day. A group of us mad Glasgow fans are meeting up on Thursday the 28th of December in the Intermezzo Bar to catch up on all things Speedway, and we're invited.
What?
That's a bit of a...
It's a bit of a jaunt.
It's a bit of a jaunt after Christmas, isn't it? So.
But well, watch this space, I guess.
I'd go, yeah. Yeah, there you go. 28th December.
Oh, Richie Big Boy Racing has a very pertinent question. How can I join the Supporters Club, Andy?
No problem. So if you come along to the Christmas party, you'll be able to renew or sign up your membership to get you the discounted entrance fee. So the fee for the party is £5 for members or £7 for non-members. Our membership fee for 2024 is £5. Alternatively, if you can't do that, you can contact us through the forum, or you can email ud@vssc.uk.
There you go. Brilliant. And we'll try and put some of that information out on the site as well for you. So there you go. Pete Clark says you're all invited to Perry Bar on Sundays all winter.
Nah.
Yeah, okay. Not quite the same thing. And Dylan says, hope that Nigel and Lawrence were in Liverpool last week when Bartek was there. Okay. And Spuddy says, I reckon first round should be on Andy at the Christmas party as a thanks for us supporting the Supporters Club. Get your wallet out, Andy, lad.
Trying to say something, I think.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, I thought you were going to run away then. So, yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts now, sort of on the fact that we are now in that top league. Do you think that's going to help you guys maybe do even better next year?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think that, I'd like to think that the attendance is going to rise from what we saw in this season.
It's got to, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah, I think hopefully, fingers crossed, some fans from Wolverhampton will come across because they're going to miss watching Speedway on a Monday. I'm really excited to go and to be in the Premiership because to seeing the likes of, and I said this on Radio WF the other day when I did an interview for them. There's a generation of fans that haven't seen the likes of Ty Wooford and Ride. Like my lad Leo, he's only seen Ty Wooford on the TV.
Yeah.
He's going to get to see now ride around Perry Bar. And it's the same as Jack Holder, Chris Holder, Jason Doyle, Emil, all those riders, TV names, from watching it on Discovery or Eurosport. And the Revy riders are going to, and the kids and, a generation are going to see all that all together.
Got just two more questions that I'd like to ask you, unless you got anything.
Yep.
So, one of the things that I know that the club have done and helped the supporters club have done helping the club with is sponsorship. You've got two really proactive people there going out getting sponsorship.
Yeah, we certainly have. So Steve Rollston, he's just an absolute amazing individual who has gone out not just to help get sponsorship for the club, but also for the supporters club. We had anonymous donations come into the supporters club to help with the rain off, the pool rain off meeting that we had, where we still fund the coach, even though we didn't end up using it. Also, we've got OK T-shirts that have come on board with us for next year, which is fantastic. And we put a press release out about that. But I guess that's the link really between the supporters club and the club, is through the commercial team at the club. That because Steve does sit on our committee, and he also works for the club. So that's one of the reasons of why we work so closely together. Hello?
Oh, there you go. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Carry on. So, you're having trouble there, Chris.
It's what they call
experimenting.
Gremlins,
Stop experimenting. Goodness, mate.
I was just saying that it's why working with Steve Rollston and he sits on the club and the committee. It really brings the two parties together.
Right. I think it's probably quite unique, isn't it? I can't think of any other situation where we're actually the Speedway Supporters Club is actually part of getting sponsorship for the actual club. I think that might quite well be unique.
I can't think of any other examples. Certainly not currently, anyway.
And possibly a way forward.
Maybe, yeah.
It's something that was, in one of the many conversations that I've had with Nigel, and the rest of the directors, and Lawrence included as well, is that at the end of the day, we are all here for the same thing. We want Speedway to survive in Birmingham.
Absolutely.
Nigel and the directors have put a lot of, not just effort, but they've put a lot of their own money, finances into the project. And I remember something that you said, GA, actually, on one of your shows when you said about, and it's a couple of years ago, it's about the people of Birmingham getting out, or the people around where Speedway track is, getting out and showing that you want it to be there. And the way that you can do it is by buying a ticket, walking through the turnstile and showing your support.
Exactly.
And without that, I mean, you can advertise something and you can use media as much as you want, but it actually has to be footfall through the door. that has to increase. And and that's one of the things that we are. Our strapline, tagline, however you want to say it, is that we're supporting the future of Birmingham Speedway. That is what the Supporters Club is about.
Got comments on that. I would be remiss of me not to put this up. So now that the Brummies are in the Premiership, are you looking to get Wayne Rooney along to publicise Birmingham Speedway and vice versa, do the same at St Andrews?
Yeah, I was going to say, we wouldn't mind.
Speak to Lawrence Rogers.
Well, okay, we hoping to. Maybe he's going to be our new team manager. Who knows?
Who, Wayne Rooney?
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have him as team manager at Birmingham.
Well, yeah.
Well, come down on Friday and you'll find out who it is.
Well, there you go. I'm hoping to be there, to be honest, but we shall see on circumstances. Couple more things. Well, one more thing. Revy bikes.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of were key with starting that off at Birmingham, and now it seems to be taking off everywhere, along with people like Chris Harris and his lad Cruz.
Yep.
What can you tell us?
The Revy bikes are absolutely amazing. I actually found it from Chris Harris's Instagram that he put on 2 years ago or whatever it was. And then I thought, because my son started coming down to the Speedway with me, and then he just got really addicted.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Passionate. Yeah. He really, really does. And it's any part of it as well. It's, taking tyres away or actually being out on the track. And, we've had some really amazing experiences with it. We've rode Leicester, or he has, with an invitation from Andy Graham. And, we've been able to go around Birmingham, most meetings of this last season. And with his literally his best mate, Oliver, and there was another lad called JJ. They were the original three, which is, if you look on our Facebook profile, you'll see that that's our cover thing on our Facebook page. And they're a great thing to have because it gives the kids the chance to be like the guys that they're watching after 7:30, And with Pete Andrews at Centurion Motors, he's the Revy guy. He's like the agent. People can go and buy bikes and spare parts. We've had to have on Leo's bike. We've had to actually have an engine change on it, believe it or not. Because it wasn't working correctly, and and it's all gone through Pete, and he does a great job as well of prepping the bikes. But it's just fun for them, and the fact that they are able to go around a fully prepared track, that in 15 minutes time after they've come off, the riders are actually going to go on it and race on it, rather than being down on a Sunday at Perry Barn and Leo goes around the track getting mud everywhere. It's just an amazing thing.
I mean,
for
they
them.
do love it. I mean, I've been on the track when they're going round, and they do love it.
And and Lawrence Rogers needs a massive shout out for that as well, because he's really pushing on that, because it's just an entry. Well, it's getting kids into the sport, which is absolutely what it needs.
And it's also great for parents.
Yeah.
Because the kids have they've got a stake, an opportunity, and a stake in the club as well. They sort of feel they know what the riders are doing, and it's about
and
encouraging.
At the end of the day, these kids are the future as well for Speedway. So not just as riders, but also as fans as well.
I mean, the Revy lads, they've actually had to track walk with Chris Harris.
Right. Yes.
I mean, you've got the youngest, I believe, is 3. And the oldest is 8, and they're walking around the track with Chris Harris, and Leo works quite closely with Richie Big Boy, and they all listen, and they're all, you can see them developing, as they go around. They're trying to swing the back end out of the bikes and stuff, and it's just all good fun for them, really.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Pete Clark says, have you tried drilling holes in the frame to make it lighter?
I'll bring it down on Sunday, Pete, and you can do it.
There you go. Right, Andy, thank you so much for your time. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed I will get to see you on Friday.
Cool.
A lot will depend on the weather. As you know, my form of transport makes that important.
Yeah.
But yeah, but hopefully I will see you on Friday, and I'm just looking forward to finding out who this rider is that we're announcing. I'm hoping
will be revealed.
Yeah, you seem quite chipper, so I'm hoping it's a good announcement. But anyway, we will see.
It will go down well.
Okay.
It will go down well.
There you go.
There you go.
Can't ask for that's
Right.
that's perfect.
Cheers, Andy.
Okay.
You take
Cheers,
care.
Andy.
You
Have a good
take
Christmas,
care.
mate.
Keep up the good work,
And the
lads.
same to you. You
Yeah.
take care, mate.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, what a great interview, and
He's done a lot of good stuff, hasn't he, since he's
yeah,
you know.
he's turned that what was a failing, ailing, old-fashioned entity into something worthwhile. Well done, mate. Hats off to you.
Yep.
We're going to try, I believe, we're going to have a go at trying to get hold of Lawrence Rogers again.
Yep.
Like it's just permanently
He's probably
He took it off the hook, isn't he?
Yeah, he's talking to Bartok Schmarzlik. That's what it is. He's gone. Oh, he's been listening to the program. He go. Oh, I never thought of Bartok.
Yeah. He's probably getting an ear bashing from Nigel, isn't he?
Yes.
About it, isn't it?
Absolutely. So while we're shall we carry on? Shall we have a look at the championship?
Yeah,
And
we
some
can
of the-
indeed, yeah.
Some of the announcements there. I mean, we'll do a proper prediction show. Oh, we do. I do believe we may have Lawrence.
There comes the creaky door
Who's
again.
told me he's not on the phone via the message. So yeah, but we will be doing a preview show.
Yeah, well, let's just go through
beginning
it.
of the
The
season.
Championship will welcome working back into senior racing for the first time since 2018 after their success of the opening season in the NDL at Northside.
That's a big
We
success.
can also confirm that Oxford will continue to operate at this level. Points limit has been set at 38 of 7 riders, and the KO Cup and BSN Series competitions will feature once more with group and with draw and group structures to follow. Playoff format for the Championship has been revised and will now match the Premiership with the top 4 clubs qualifying for the semi-final rather than the previous group format involving the top 6.
Okay, I think
Lawrence might
we
be.
have Lawrence on the phone. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
Lawrence. You're getting better, Chris. It's worked first time this time.
Yeah, I'm actually nice.
How are you doing, Lawrence?
Not bad, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I bet it is a busy time for you at the moment. So, I mean, obviously the first question I'm going to ask you is about Friday. What can you tell us?
There's a Christmas party.
Yeah, that's
Two
about...
announcements being made. So, those who are there will hear first.
And are we going to be happy?
I would think so.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously this special program is about the AGM as much as anything, and you I presume were at the AGM. Was it a good
I was.
a good AGM?
It was interesting, to say the least. Nigel and I were like backwards and forwards, waiting to see what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to wait, first of all, to get the agreement from the landlords that we could actually run. Then we knew that was going to be Monday night. Then we had to wait to be accepted in officially to the league. And then we were, and it was all systems go.
And I bet you're looking forward to a close season where you don't have to run around wondering whether we're going to be able to continue or not.
Yeah, it's the first time for a while, isn't it?
Yeah. So team building seems to be going really well. The first 2 riders announced have been well received.
Yep.
Very much. Well, Tom Brennan's one I've been after for a while.
Yeah.
But the Canadian Mountie finally gets his man. And, Tom was our regular guest 2 seasons ago, and I can't remember if he did 8 or 9 guest bookings that year. He was a rider who was always on the agenda for Birmingham, and we finally got him.
I imagine when you heard that Bellevue weren't going to sign him this year, your eyes went wide, and
We were very quick on the phone, put it that way.
yeah.
And obviously, sorry, Lawrence.
And then, of course, with the Rising Star, there was one who was top of my list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Flinty, as I mean, Flinty was very popular when he was with Birmingham the first time, wasn't he, Lawrence? So that was always going to be a good move. And arguably the strongest of certainly one of the strongest, if not the strongest of the rising stars, I would say, certainly in terms of experience.
I think he's the best rising star.
Yep.
And that's why it was on our agenda. And I said to him, Leon, you're coming home. He might come from Berwick, but his second home's in Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, he's used to doing the journey down to the Midlands anyway.
Yeah, on a Monday night as well. So.
I was only a few miles across now from where I was doing it for. So
make sure, just make sure he puts the right address in his sat nav on Mondays. So we don't want him sitting on the car park on an empty car park on a Monday night. Do we,
well, he knows the way.
He knows the way. Don't worry.
Yeah. So going back to the AGM, we sort of had the press release from the BSPA, but as seasons carry on, we usually find out, oh, hold on, that was part of the AGM as well. We never knew about that. Is there anything that wasn't released that was sort of part of the AGM that you can inform us about?
I don't see what was exactly in all that. Got a reason to do on that. I think it's mentioned about the starts will now be controlled not by the referee but by an electronic system, same as the GPs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. There are certain referees who exactly how they let the tapes go.
Yeah.
That'll now be gone.
Red light, go.
Count to 5 for some of them.
Yeah. I know that some of the riders have got some of these little things written in their black books for particular referees. I mean, which just shows professionalism on their part. So yeah, I think it is a much needed thing and helps us, I guess, because you've also got the what they introduced last year, that the word that I
transponders.
Transponders. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We got there. I guess that helps with it as well.
It all helps. It is taking us, into the future really from where we were, old-fashioned before. We're now moving on to the next century.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things in the AGM, of course, was everybody's got to take part in some sort of youth development programme.
About time too.
Yeah, I was going to say,
absolutely.
I think that sort of caught up with what you've been doing at Birmingham a little bit.
Yeah, well, it means that there will be more opportunities for the juniors to rise. The 125s and the 250s coming on as well. Every track has to do something, which is brilliant. Mm-hmm. You can choose any one of the three, 2 of the 3, 3 of the 3. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we can't do 3 of the 3. We will continue doing the MDL, and that will grow next year.
Yeah, good to hear.
Yep.
And you need to have a place to get the riders from.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not a problem. We ran 2 teams at Birmingham last year. We introduced 5 new riders. I've got 4 new ones this next year ready to come and ride second half. Mm-hmm. I had a comment when I was somewhere. They said, there's no riders around. I said, well, get off your backside. Go out and watch grass track. Go and watch the amateur meetings and the practices. There are riders out there who want to ride. Mm-hmm. And now they're all going to have to do it.
I mean, certainly one kid that's going to inspire a lot of people is Ashton Boven. I mean, obviously we obviously talked about this earlier, didn't we? I mean, he made such a big impression when in the British Youth Championship at Perry Bar. I was really impressed with him, and he certainly really seems to have had a meteoric rise, hasn't he? He's obviously with Oxford in the Premiership this season as well as their rising star. So,
good rider, got a lot of potential, and as I said at Birmingham last year in that meeting, he was head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was men against boys.
Yep.
Boys, he's only just 16.
Did you watch the chase the other night, by the way?
Yes.
Yes. Did you hear? Because I never saw it, but apparently
I did hear about it,
the Brummie's got a mention on the chase. He didn't know who there was there.
Didn't he?
No.
A rallycross or something.
Rallycross, that's what he said. Oh, they're a rallycross team. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we're now going to start a rallycross team. Is that how that's going to?
Well, you never know.
I think we're sort of moving into the Premiership at the right time. Do you think? I mean, it's on the up. Because sometimes it's better to be in the Championship, sometimes it's better to be in the Premiership, and I think we got there at the right time.
Very much so. It's just a pity naturally we've lost Wolverhampton.
Absolutely, yeah.
As our local derby, it's been very interesting. you know, and hopefully Wolves fans will still want to watch Speedway, and you know they've got Leon Fint to go and watch. You never know who else might be coming.
Little clues there.
Obviously, I'll be bringing all my mates over from Mumma as well. Hopefully, of course, he's only for 1 year, but we'll have to wait and see. So,
absolutely, you know, and I hope it is only for 1 year. You know, good luck to CVS and you know, getting this sorted. But hopefully next year, you know, we will see an influx of fans in black and yellow supporting red and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna see if I can get something out of Lawrence. Okay, and I've never been able to before. But I'm gonna try. So obviously on Friday the new team manager is going to be announced. You can answer that one, Lawrence. That's a safe one.
Yeah.
Are you there, Lawrence?
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
Okay. I just wondered whether when the team manager's announced, is it going to be announced suddenly?
Who knows?
He's not.
But for 8:30, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It was worth a try, wasn't it? Chris doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
No, he doesn't.
I think you've known me long enough. No, I give nothing else.
Spuddy says, if you're going to try to get some info, you don't say out loud you're going to try something.
No.
Fair point.
Yeah, but he's an idiot.
Yeah, yeah. What, Spuddy? Don't talk about our listener like that.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so all sort of things running, getting ready for Friday. We got a rider announcement on Friday. We got a team manager announcement on Friday. When are we likely to get more announcements? Are we going to have some good Christmas presents? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's the aim. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are other ones to finalise and be announced soon, and you know, hopefully that'll get more people wanting to come down on Friday to buy their season tickets, or Sunday at the track. They'll be open from 10 to 2 to open for season tickets. We've already got them on sale. Already started there, so people can come and get their season tickets and their advance buys.
And you must be encouraged by the reaction so far. I haven't heard any moanings or anything. Universally, everybody, a big sigh of relief, of course, that we're running. But universally, I think people have gone, oh, this is going to be good.
Well, it seems to be. All the reactions have been like that. So that's a promising element there. You know, also, just to mention, actually, Steve Rollison, you mentioned before, Steve's out there trying to drum up more sponsorship for next year. If anyone knows of anyone who'd like to be involved with the Birmingham, they can get hold of him at the commercial at Birmingham Speedway or Speedway.com.
Or just get in touch with the supporters club, and they will put you in contact.
Yes, absolutely. The more sponsors we get, the better.
Absolutely. You're trying to get us to sponsor you? Is that what's going?
Oh, well, I'm sure we can.
Businessman never stops thinking. So,
right. Wow, I've just seen the time. Yep. Goodness me, Lawrence.
So that's good. He wouldn't shut up, see?
Well, this is true. But I think he deserved the airtime, if I'm honest. and he answered the phone, of course, which is important. Good,
you know, my phone didn't ring, so I would blame Chris for that then.
I'm getting you blamed for everything tonight.
Yeah, well, it usually is you, to be fair. There's lots and lots of sort of guesses of who we may or may not be signing coming up on the chat box at the moment, and if we had half of those. Oh, and Graham Pearson. Hello, Graham. Says, good morning, guys. 36 degrees here.
Oh,
well, thanks for that.
36 degrees here.
Hate him.
Just remember, Graham, you got Dylan arriving in the next couple of days, so that will spoil you.
For those who don't realise what that's about, Graham Pearson is the father of James Pearson, Little P. So yeah, there's just so many wild guesses going on at the shout box at the moment. I'm not going to. I can tell. Yeah, I'd like that one. Yeah, I'd like that. Yes, that one. Yeah. Well, there you go. Sign those up, Lawrence, and we're going to win everything. I think.
I'll have a little look afterwards and see who they're suggesting.
Okay. The one that I would love to have, and I've said this, you know who I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say, but I don't think that one will happen.
No, I'd love to have
the vibes
Luke,
I'm getting is that he's going
Luke
somewhere
Becker.
else. So,
No, okay.
yeah, that's the vibes.
But hey ho. Right. I think it's safe to say we've got to go in a minute.
We have got to go, yeah.
I think it's safe to say, Lawrence, that this is going to be a big year for Birmingham. We really need to sort of hit the ground running.
Yep. You've got to tell your friends about it and bring your friends with you.
Yep.
Absolutely. You heard that here first. Bring your Wolverhampton friends with you. Bring your Birmingham City fans with you so they can understand what it's like to win.
I've got no friends. I've got no friends.
All of that stuff. Lawrence, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in the new year.
Or see you Friday.
Hopefully you will. Hopefully you'll see me Friday. A lot will depend on the weather, which I'm sure you'll understand. So I'll say Merry Christmas to you now, just in case.
I might say both, but back to Liverpool.
Okay, fair enough. And you take care, and I can't wait till Friday now. I really can't wait.
Okay.
Yep. You take care, Lawrence. Take care. Bye bye.
There we go. It's time to wrap it up then.
It is, yeah. I think we should say, just as far as the AGM's concerned, it's actually one of the better ones. There's not been really any moanings about it that I've heard.
Yep.
There are some great. I forgot about the whole automatic gate thing. I think that's a great move.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, and Pete Clark, I think we'll let him have the last word. Ho ho ho.
Ho.
Speedway Tavern. Take care, everyone. Have a great Christmas
and a New Year.
And a New Year, and see you for the new season. Take care.
See ya.
Sorry.
Speedway Tavern. Speedway Tavern. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern.